Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back, it's Jordan here. Today we're continuing Lego City table construction. It's at the Home Depot this morning, picked up all the lumber we need, also some long screws. Got it all measured out this morning, doing our first cuts. Just the wood for the frames. Got to bust out the table saw and flatten out all the wood that I picked up from Home Depot this morning, and then once you get all the cuts made, you can actually start screwing it together, building the frames, and then finally topping it. It's going to be quite the day. We got the handy lady Jose helping us out today. Got the first frame built. Well, not the first frame. That's technically the 7th frame. And then we proceeded to build the second table frame. And I knew that we didn't have enough legs. Like we were going to have to use some 2x6s as legs. I built this one and I was like, yeah, I'm not using 2x6s. No, it bothers me. It doesn't look consistent with the others. There's no way I'm switching from the 4x4 post legs to the 2x6 legs. It just doesn't look consistent. I know it's going to be hidden by tabletops and Lego, but just not good. It's going to be worth the $50 expenditure to make it all consistent. What do you think? Do you agree? There's 6 of the 8 legs we required. And we got the center frames built and the 2 larger frames built as well. So all the frames have been built. They're just lacking support. I've been building tables and cutting wood for 9 hours. Got here at 9 a.m. It's now 6 p.m. Big shout out to Mrs. Bricksie for coming on by and helping me today. Wow, after she left for the day, Stings Bricks came by and helped me out. He's got a bricklink store. He's a good friend of mine. He helped me with the table design. What a beauty. We've got all the wood cut. Well, not all the wood, but all the tabletops are cut, which I was really concerned about because cutting tabletops on your own, not the best job. You're dealing with like these massive pieces of lumber, which are 4 feet by 8 feet. Super heavy. You're like chopping it with the track saw, and like this cut off piece is like heavy, and you need support. It's just a lot easier with 2 people. So big shout out to Stings Bricks. Thank you so much. And a big shout out to everybody that has helped me with this table construction journey, like the brick building biker, Simon, Mrs. Bricksie, Stings Bricks, and everyone in the comment section too with your ideas and all that. It's been fantastic. Like what a journey. Holy cow. So much progress was made today. My air purifiers are going all out full tilt because there's a lot of sawdust in the air. This thing is angry. Wow. But yeah, all the wood is cut, like all the tabletops are cut, which is like wild to think because that's like 33 sheets, multiple cuts per sheet, and it was a ton of work. Before we continue with today's video, let's check out this crazy Lego mystery box. So many figures, it is actually wild. That also brings up today's sponsor, Whatnot. I've got my next Whatnot stream scheduled for Saturday, May 25th, starting at 12 o'clock Mountain Time. And during that stream, I'm going to be auctioning off all of this stuff starting at only $1. Like, check out these Lord of the Rings minifigs. A big bag of them. Also, some animals and a wild selection of Lego Star Wars figs. Oh my gosh. There's also Disney, Harry Potter, DC, Ninjago, and many more themes to choose from. In addition to auctioning all of this stuff off, I've got some giveaways lined up for the stream as well. The largest one being the Ghost and Phantom 2. If you win a giveaway, I cover the international shipping. If you're not on Whatnot, you can join using my affiliate link, which can be found in the pinned comment and description below. And when you join using that link, you're going to get a $15 credit, which can be redeemed on your first purchase. Did I mention we've got some sealed sets here as well? Yeah, check out that dewback from the Moss Eisley Cantina, also the Razor Crest. It'll be a ton of fun. Make sure you stop by the show because this is just a wild selection of stuff. Like, wow, look at all of those figures. It is wild. All right, well, let's get back to the Lego. When creating these tabletops, I wanted to use base plates as my measuring device because I'm building a Lego city, which is based on base plates. Sheets of melamine, they're approximately 4 feet wide. They're 49 inches wide. And I've got those cut down to 7 base plates. So they're like the exact width of 7 base plates, end to end. That's pretty easy. But when you're dealing with 27 base plates long, it becomes a little bit more challenging. So I had to lay out 27 base plates, and I've got this table here topped with 5 sheets of the 49-inch melamine, but that left a little bit of a weird space. So I needed to figure out what this weird filler piece was, like what width it is. And it turned out it was 678 millimeters wide. Okay, that's a little bit weird. So yeah, I laid out the base plates, figured out that dimension, like measured it 40 times, and then I cut it to 678 millimeters, put it in with the other 5 sheets, and now this goes end to end. Exactly 27 base plates. So yeah, 7 base plates, 27 base plates, 189 total. I know the tabletops are not even yet, but they have yet to be leveled, shimmed, and also screwed down to the frames. You'll probably notice the random pieces of melamine on top of the tables right now. There's one right here, a couple more right there, 3 in the center of this table, 2 on the end of that table, and also 1 right there. Well, those are the fillers. So those are the ones that are going to fill in these walkways here. So this one is 3.5 base plates by 6.5 base plates. Same with the other ones on the ends of the tables. And then there's the ones in the center here, which is going to fill the center sections. And those ones are 7 base plates by 3.5 base plates. And then I also have all of this stuff cut right here. And this is just going to be shifted over on top of that frame so that I can have it topped like the other ones. And this is 2 of those weird 678 millimeter cuts. So 1 for this table and 1 for this table. So I guess the next thing I'm going to do is transfer all of those heavy melamine sheets onto this frame. With that topped there, honestly, the easy part is taken care of. Now I've got to try and tackle the complicated part. What is that? Well, that's actually connecting these massive tables and putting those inserts in place and getting everything square. Oh my gosh, it's going to be so difficult. The reason it's going to be a little bit difficult is because the floor, it's uneven. The wood is somewhat warped. You'll never build like perfectly rectangular tables. There will always be warp in the wood, like no matter what. This is technically how big the braces between the tables should be, 59 1/8 inches. I know, it sounds weird. But like in a perfect world, I could just cut all of them to be that size, and it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then what I would do is just screw those in so that they brace across, and then just put these on top, and then start actually tacking down the melamine, because I'm actually going to be screwing it down to the table frames as well. But I just don't foresee it being that easy for some reason. I foresee the measurements of everything just being a little bit strange. And I think there's going to be like a bunch of trial and error in regards to that. I hope not. Like, I hope I can just cut a bunch of these. I think that's what I'm going to do, is just cut 2 of these and like test a midsection, put the topper in and say, okay, is that working out? Does it line up with the base plates? Is everything all right? And try and figure it out from there. But for some reason, I just don't foresee it being that easy. Yeah. So tacking down everything and making everything square and figuring out how to connect these tables. It's going to take some patience, that's for sure. It's funny, when I was at the hardware store this morning, I bought a 100-pack of screws, and I used all of the screws from the previous table layout. Like, I kept all those ones. Clearly, I didn't buy enough screws. It's pretty wild to think, though, because 2, 4, 6, 8 screws just to mount those braces right there. And you know what? Maybe this isn't going to be as hard as I'm making it out to be. It's not too bad at all. Pretty easy to line these up, just because we've got the center bit of the frame there. Just line it up and line it up on the other side. pound a couple screws in, and I think Bob's your uncle. I decided to put these sideways because it's just going to leave more space for crawling underneath the tables, which I'm thinking is going to be inevitable for the type of city that I want to build. And if those are vertical, well, it just reduces the amount of space that you have to crawl under there. I probably didn't have to do it for the center sections, but maybe I'm crawling through this whole area at some point, so I may as well just do it the same all the way through. Yeah, it's not too bad. Now I just got to shift these pieces of aluminum around and see how that looks. I take that back. This is going to be difficult, and it is going to require patience. Oh my gosh. This bent lumber is going to be the end of me. Maybe I should have used all 2x6s like I did with the previous tables, despite them costing a lot more, because I don't think they're this bent. Look at this thing. It's like a banana board. It's a banana board. It's bowing outward. It's funny. You don't notice that when you're looking at it from like above or when you're installing it, but it's definitely causing some mass separation, like mass. Oh my gosh, this is going to be like a shimming nightmare, I tell you. But I mean, I've got to figure it out. I mean, eventually I'll figure it out. It's just a matter of getting there. I don't know, maybe I shouldn't use the board sideways because technically they're more curved sideways. They're bowing that way. And if they were upright, can you hear the rain? It is pouring out. Holy crow. But yeah, if these were vertical, I don't think it would be as bad as that. So something to think about. Do you hear it up there? Oh my gosh, it must be a crazy storm out there. Here's a random crazy thought that I had this morning, and I'm gonna share it with you right now. So I was thinking about the table layout, and I was thinking, well, maybe we could do this completely differently. Oh my gosh, we could actually use these tables and do it. What we could do is actually take these long frames, for example, this one and that one, all four of them actually, and we could run them in a perimeter layout so we could start them, I don't know, a foot away from the wall just so I can sneak in behind the table, and then we can create a giant U going around and then have a center piece that pops out as well. That's definitely something that I factored into the table layout and design. I've actually had a perimeter layout in the past. It would be pretty neat, and it would be completely different than what we had prior to this layout, like in the existing Lego room. I don't know though, because I don't think you'd fit as much Lego. It would definitely be a lot more accessible, but we wouldn't get as much square footage for the Lego city. And that's sort of what I wanted to do with this table design, is maximize the square footage and have 360-degree accessibility with a massive rectangular city. So when you look at it from this perspective, you can sort of see everything. Yeah, and then there'll be all sorts of POVs from everywhere. So at this point in my day, it's getting pretty darn late. At least the rain is cleared, so that's good. But I'm just thinking to myself, there's no possible way that I'm going to be able to complete this project here this evening, obviously. Because there are some big question marks in regards to how I'm going to level these tables. Well, I did mention that I was going to get these circular hockey puck-like shims. They're like thin little hockey pucks, and they're used to level billiards tables. Guess what I forgot to do, or sort of procrastinated about? I forgot to order those. That probably should have been like one of the first things that I ordered, because then when I have these table frames built before they're topped with the melamine, I could put them under the legs, level them off like you would do with a pool table, and then put the big tops on. But me being me, just procrastinated about that, had them in the Amazon cart, had 4 different styles, never got around to committing to a style, and then I ordered them today, and now they're not going to be here for 2 days. Which is unfortunate because I want to move forward with this, but I feel like I should probably level it off before I start tacking down all of the sheets on top. I could probably get the connection wood installed though and start doing that, and then very easily just level off the tables with my giant level, like grab my 4-foot level and
put it there, put a shim under this leg and that leg and get it all leveled off that way. But I feel like in order to do that properly, it's funny, I'm gonna have to remove all of these sheets. Luckily for me, they're easy to slide like on top of one another and just sort of slide. And I don't think you have to clear the entire table to level off this section and then do that section. But yeah, I just really, I mean, I had that in my mind, like that I needed those, and for some reason I just procrastinated about it. I hate when I do that. It's the worst. But also something else that I could do in regards to leveling these things out and getting them, you know, level and not like this, of course, is shim the underside, like I mentioned in previous vids. I got all those shims, and we can just stick one in between here and boop, and then also screw this one down so it holds it in place. But I can also get these metal fasteners, and I use these in my old Lego room a lot. They're like, they come in all sorts of different shapes. There's like 90-degree ones, there's square ones that you use on like corner spots and put 4 screws into them. There's the long ones like this, and they're just like metal strapping. And what you do is you pop them on the underside with really short screws. You screw them into there, and then you screw them into here. It sort of holds it together, sort of forces it down. So I can use a combination of those as well. So I'm thinking the wood shims, the hockey puck shims, and that metal stuff will help me conquer this. But yeah, that's gonna require 2 people, I would say, because it's gonna go a lot quicker with 2 people. So I'm gonna wait for some labor, and also I'm gonna wait for those hockey puck shims to arrive before I continue working on these tables. I know, I wanted to get more done today too. I want these tables to be built now. Believe me, nobody wants these tables to be built more than me. I want this project to be considered complete ASAP, but I feel like we are moving along quite quickly based on how big this project is. Like, these tables are massive. They're not no rinky-dink tables. Believe me when I tell you that. They are huge. And just coordinating the supplies, the plans, the labor involved has taken a little bit longer. And then also I went on vacation and all that. But I feel like we're approaching the finish line, and that is exciting. Pretty soon I'm gonna be able to get this Lego off the floor and get this sawdust the heck out of here. Oh my gosh, there is sawdust everywhere. Been doing it all in here because it's easier. There's level ground in here. It's easier setup and takedown, and it's not bloody raining out. It's been raining a lot, so I am not creating sawdust in the rain. That just sounds icky. Yeah. Another successful day here in the Lego studio in regards to constructing the massive Lego City tables. I cannot wait to get this Lego off the floor. Believe me, I'm working hard to try and get that done ASAP. Thank you so much for coming on by. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please remember to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for some more great stuff coming out in the near future.